we'll start talking about more like recently and what inspired this whole fitness journey. Obviously, you were athletic
Yes.
and you love playing sports. Talk about how you got into actual like the fitness journey.
You know what? It wasn't until I joined corrections because I was in law enforcement and border patrol. I got into corrections and, my coworkers, these guys were huge, so there was a gentleman, Rafael Gallegos. He reached out to me and was like, hey, I know somebody stronger and bigger than you, another female. And I was like, as cocky as I was like, no way. Who is she?
Yeah.
So I went up to Steel Fitness. Susan Salazar, shout out Susan. She was my coach, with her wife, Leo the Lion. These ladies are amazing. I met Sue and her body was just phenomenal. I was like, where have you been? I've never seen any females looking like this in El Paso ever. She's, a pro athlete, Navy vet. So yeah, I saw her. She started training me and she got me ready for my first show.
Nice.
In 4 months. Yeah. She was like, let's get it. So the intensity, the love was there. So yeah, amazing.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode here on the JDG podcast. Don't let the Jimmy Dukes gaming part think any different, but we're here with another conversation and our new setup that we got going on. Woo! Thank you to all the supporters that helped me get some stuff. But we have my lovely friend here, Tiffany.
How y'all doing?
So I wanted to bring her out because you are on a crazy fitness journey, and I've known you for some time, right?
Yes, years.
Yeah.
We went to high school together, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
So I appreciate you coming out here. I reached out to you a while back, and we were kind of just shooting the shit, trying to figure it out. But I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for the invite.
And coming and talk to us. The reason I wanted to come talk to her is, as you can clearly see, she takes care of herself. And I just wanted to ask you some questions about your journey and what you got going on right now and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I might have a potential bodybuilding show. I do women's physique in October, right? I'll be partnering up with one of my good friends, James. I was on his podcast a few months ago.
Let's go,
Amazing
James.
guy. Yep. Nurse and nutritionist. So yeah, shout out James. I've been down in the dumps lately, but this show hopefully should bring me out of it.
Hey.
Loving fitness, and I'm looking forward to it. So October is not that far.
Yeah.
So I need to get focused, need to get my mind right. So yeah, hopefully we can get this done.
Yeah, I know. You were saying that we've known each other since school, and when we were in school, you were probably one of the best athletes at the school.
Yes.
Like male or female.
Appreciate
you ran
that.
track, you played ball,
Yep.
and we wrestled.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Yeah, this girl wrestled. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I just used to love your competitiveness.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I felt like you were always like. I felt like I always respected that you always tried your ass off.
Yes.
You always tried your ass off.
Yes. I mean, wrestling was no joke. You guys were serious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got slammed. There was no mercy on us. So yeah, I loved it. I loved it. And you treated me equal.
Yeah.
So that's what I loved about it.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, and then I remember you running track. I ran track for one season, and you were a senior. I was a junior at the time, but I mean, I did it just to go hang out and get out of class.
You're fast though. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I remember you were in a bunch of different events and stuff like that. So we'll start talking about more like recently and what inspired this whole fitness journey. Obviously, you were athletic.
Yes.
And you love playing sports. Talk about how you got into actual like the fitness journey.
You know what? It wasn't until I joined corrections because I was in law enforcement and border patrol. I got into corrections and, my coworkers, these guys were huge, so there was a gentleman, Rafael Gallegos. He reached out to me and was like, hey, I know somebody stronger and bigger than you, another female. And I was like, as cocky as I was like, no way. Who is she?
Yeah.
So I went up to Steel Fitness. Susan Salazar, shout out Susan. She was my coach, with her wife, Leo the Lion. These ladies are amazing. I met Sue and her body was just phenomenal. I was like, where have you been? I've never seen any females looking like this in El Paso ever. She's, a pro athlete, Navy vet. So yeah, I saw her. She started training me, and she got me ready for my first show. In
Nice.
4 months. Yeah, she was like, "Let's get it." So like, yeah, the intensity, the love was there. So yeah, amazing,
Yeah.
amazing.
So at that time, you were you kind of lifting at the time? I mean, you've always been really athletic and kind
Yeah.
of really slender.
I mean, yeah, that was
Yeah.
my problem.
You
So I
know-
was naturally skinny, couldn't put on muscle. I mean, I'm eating burgers, chili cheese fries before track
Yeah.
meets. You know what I'm saying? I never really took fitness and health to that degree.
Mhm.
So I had to really learn how to diet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she taught me all of that from A to Z. So 2016, I started competing, did my first show. I was here in El Paso at the McGoffin Auditorium. And yeah, I took first place. It was
Hey.
against, right? Michelle Contreras. Shout out to Michelle and Scott Warman at Warman's Gym. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's an amazing, it's a different world.
Yeah.
So going from athletics to bodybuilding, totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And since then, 2016, I've been trying to kill it, trying
That's
to get
cool. That's cool. I just like that, you know, like you meet, we were kind of just chopping it up before we started recording. Just like meeting the right type of people in your life. And all of a sudden you get like interested about something else.
it. Yes.
And then
Yes.
for you, you met somebody who's already genuinely has knowledge and everything about that. And that sparked that interest in you. And you know, you full send.
Yes.
And they saw the fact that you were really trying to do something
Yeah.
with this.
Potential. Because a lot of us, you know, it's sports, you need money.
Mhm.
You need sponsorships. You need to meet the right people at the right time. And these people were just there at the right time.
Yeah.
It was perfect. And they didn't mind expelling their knowledge and helping me out every step of the way.
Yeah. I like that 4 months in you said I'll fucking compete.
Yeah, she did. You know, it's like once a coach looks at you and they can either tell you can make it or not, like that's what I love.
Yeah.
There was no holds barred. She was straightforward. Like if you're not going to make it on stage, there's no point in getting
Yeah.
on there. Straight up. So she was like, "Hey, I think you can do it. Let's get it done." So I was
Yeah.
like, "All right."
Yeah. So how did you feel when you were obviously you had the mentor, you know, the ladies that were helping you out. Talk about like focusing like your state of mind, like your mentalness to really like, oh shit, I'm a really fucking do this.
Yeah.
So
I
talk
mean,
about kind of how you geared yourself.
yeah.
And,
Okay.
You know, the
so
dieting and just getting
that's-
all into that.
that's the hardest part. So diet is the hardest part. Working out is fun. Okay, when the calories start dropping, the deficit kicks in, you know, and then it's really it's a more mental game then because you got to push forward.
Yeah.
You know, animosities come in, all kinds of things. You have to eat at certain times. You're dealing with family members that don't eat the way you eat.
Yeah.
Friends, social events have to stop.
Mhm.
Your whole social life is just at a did stop.
Mhm.
And you're either going to continue on with your goals or you're not.
Yeah.
It's that simple. So
I like that you said that because, you know, I can relate to that to a certain extent because when you start doing something that people can't relate to, you know, it sucks.
yes.
You know what I mean? Because you have a vision doing something that somebody has no idea about.
Right.
And sometimes like getting the support or the understanding is not there, you know, because a lot of people like will pursue a journey and they're like, well, I didn't have my friends or my family because they didn't know about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
exactly.
the fact that you were like, I'm still going to do this
Oh yeah.
regardless of, you know, my family and my friends that they don't understand the dieting, the training and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I just feel like the willpower to have that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? The willpower to have that. I respect that because I feel like for the longest time I was like doing this content thing and everybody's like, what are you doing? You trying to be famous? You're trying to do all this?
Mhm.
You know, you get all this like,
Negativity.
yeah. They're just
right?
like, they just were projecting. I was just like, why are you giving me a hard time for pursuing something that I want to do?
Yes, because your dream's your dream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your biggest supporter should be you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So you were gearing up for that first competition. So talk
Mhm.
about like going in there and then just getting on stage. And
yeah.
competing.
I mean, like, I didn't know there was so much to it. Like little tips and tricks and hints. Like, you know, the bikini has to look a certain way, and then it has to be cut a certain way, and a lot of bling blingy and jewelry. And of course, you know, my hair's short, so I had to wear a wig, and then I had to get makeup and lashes. And I'm not so feminine in that aspect,
Uh-huh.
so that was different. Having to do a routine. So you have a minute to do a routine, put it on a CD, put it together, and it's like it's really like acting. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got the crowd there. I'm in an auditorium full of people. Judges are there, you know, and I'm nervous. And it's like you're sweating and it's like you can't sweat your tan off, you know? So it's crazy. It's crazy. You can't use the bathroom because, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just crazy. Your lips are dry. You got to put Vaseline on your teeth. you know, so your mouth, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's a lot of stuff. That's just, I look back now and I'm like, wow.
I like how you're telling us, and in your mind you're thinking about that.
Oh yeah, that first show, I'm like, Jesus, what was I doing? You know, posing is important. Please, if you're gonna compete, pose. But yeah, it's a lot of things that go into it.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you know, from day one to the end of the show, and just taking care of yourself, what to do after, you know, post care, and just, you know, I always tell you, which I learned from my chiropractor, Aaron, motion is lotion, right? So you stay moving, you stay active. You may not be a bodybuilder like me. Health is wealth. So just whatever you're doing, you know, get out there and get it done.
Yeah.
So,
and you were talking about, like, so you competed and you won.
Yes.
So how did that even feel? Like, what the hell?
I was like, okay, cool. My first show. So now I'm like, what's next?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I knew it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, won my first show. Cool. I'm moving on, show after show. And then after that, you know, COVID hit. So you can't travel. No more shows, right? So I opened up True Fit in El Paso on Sunland, and just started training people. You know, and I liked it. It's okay. It's good when people have the same goals you have, but that's not El Paso.
Yeah. So
I thought I was going to be training athletes, and you know what my degree was in kinesiology from UTEP. So I'm like, yeah, but no, 90% of El Paso is going to be overweight, diabetes, suffering from something. Okay. So I had to gear my workout plans and, you know, toward that demographic.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I mean, to make the money, you don't do it for that.
Yeah.
You don't train to make money. However, you need to find something else.
Of course.
But yeah, I did it because of the passion. I love fitness. I will always to this day. I mean, so yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing too, is that, you know, you talked about you having that education. Like, it might not, still be able to help somebody, even though their goal's not to, you know, to be in shows and for bodybuilding.
Yes.
But you have the knowledge, and you said it too. You're like, well, I gotta kind of change myself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because even though you want to do that, you can still do this and still help people out. And I think that's cool that you just pivoted. You know what I mean? Like, I can do this, but now I can do this. Right.
And you have to, like, at True Fit, great. It was great, but it's more of a commercial gym, right? Then I moved to Powerhouse. Everyone knows the name Powerhouse Gym, you know, from Venice Beach. You're thinking bodybuilder. The owner, Martha, didn't want to start it out that way. She wanted just a gym for everybody, which makes sense. Now she's going to put on a show, hopefully with Flex Wheeler, from what I heard and what I talked about, but it's gearing toward that. Now that I'm training at Biometrics on Sunland as well, it's more, you know, housewives. It's more people that, you know, lawyers, doctors, and other people, you know, for health and clinic reasons. You know what I'm saying? Fat loss and like I said, health as well. So people are just looking to stay healthy. Every gym sometimes can cater to that. You look at Anytime compared to like Powerhouse. The demographic is going to be different. The population is going to be different. What people are seeking is going to be different. Some people don't like being in huge gyms. They get nervous. Some people like little smaller gyms where you can just focus on you and just them and don't have to worry about it. You may be a guy that's like, I love like gyms. You don't. You don't like working out in gyms anymore. You like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So yeah, you like that kind of thing, but you're still staying healthy. So yeah,
I like guys when just are sweaty all over me and whooping my ass.
You know what I mean? Yeah, dang right. You know?
I tell people all the time,
I
like,
love it.
Well, you roll around with a bunch of guys. I'm all, yeah, but I'm getting murdered. The whole time, but I'm actually fighting them off. But I'm actually having fun. You know what I mean?
There you go.
You know, so I like that you said that, because, you know, like, yeah, I mean, have you had the opportunity to kind of start working with clients that are kind of they want to kind of focus on that, or you haven't had the opportunity to? Yeah,
I have a few competitors that I do train, you know. Shout out to Victor, shout out to Kika, you know what I mean? I've had them before, but then I've had boxers. I've had wrestlers. I've had housewives. I've had, you know, construction workers. And everyone's just looking for longevity. In life. So yeah, hopefully I can continue doing that.
I respect that, because I feel like, and we were kind of just saying that shit before, is like, me, I just started taking my health more serious, and just, I'm not trying to like be crazy fit or anything. For me, I was not doing good, and I'm doing way better.
There you go.
And I feel like the lane that I'm in, I'm good. And when I do compete, get ready for competition, then that's like, I flip that switch. Because I love playing sports, but I don't like sucking. You know what I mean? I just feel like, for me, if I go compete, I'm putting time in to do this, then I, like, you know, I did my first, I started training again in July of last year.
Okay.
And then I wanted to get into a tournament right away, but I wanted to get into the tournament because I wanted to get in the tournament. But when I was getting closer, I realized I wasn't ready.
There you go.
And then I started, was like, everybody's like, you should do it just to do it. I was like, I know myself because I don't want to go in there and get my ass whooped.
Yes.
And then I'm going to start thinking, well, I fucking didn't do this. I didn't want an excuse.
Already backtracking.
So I went from July till December to go to for the competition. I was like, I did a competition. It was 2 months away. I was like, all right, bet. And I started eating better. I started eating more because we're talking about like not eating, but for me. And I had a 6-pack for the first time in years.
Okay.
I lost weight. I went in there like, all right, I'm ready to fucking murder somebody.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? I just felt like I was ready. And having that switch flip is cool because like, that's why I kind of wanted to talk to you about the athletes. Like when you see that passion in them and you're trying to get them ready for something, I think that you like for me, like you get more motivated seeing somebody like trying to pursue that.
Yes. I mean, it's hard when, I can't say people lack passion, but sometimes it's just not there for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you kind of got to kick back and reel it in and be like, you know what? It's not your show. You know what I'm saying? It's not your life. So you have to cater to what they need.
Yeah.
Now, when it's athlete time, and you get the athletes that are like, look, coach, I need you to start.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're pouring everything you can into this person, this client, because they want it just as bad as you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because their success is my success.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Their poundage loss is mine. When they look in the mirror and they see that change and their health is getting better, they're just inside is getting better. You know what I mean? Everything about them, their personality, they're able to feel better about themselves. It makes you feel a certain way. It really does.
Having that, that was one other thing I was going to ask you too. How good does it feel when somebody says, thank you for doing what what you enjoy doing anyways? To them, it was just like, fuck, I never thought I would ever be in the position to where I could feel this way and think this way.
Yeah. I mean, you get clients still sending me stuff for my birthday, little thank you cards when I left every gym. You know what I mean? Oh, I've lost this much. We're tracking their progress still.
Awesome.
And when they continue on without me, and that's the point, you want to teach these people how to continue on without you. Give them all the knowledge that they need so they don't feel inferior when they walk into a gym or anywhere else. They know what machines work, they're not scared to try new things. You know what I mean? And that just goes in all aspects of life. So yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's awesome. So I want to start talking about more about like the how do you like stay motivated and like maintain your constant fitness routine, because we were kind of saying shit like earlier, like having to eat at certain times and just kind of keeping track of yourself, because you're your own brand.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're your own brand. So I mean, when somebody sees you and sees that you're doing what you're doing and actually doing it, you know what I mean? So talk about like that on a daily basis of just kind of like keeping up with yourself and things like, how do you stay motivated to be like, this is my lifestyle and I enjoy doing it?
It's hard. Motivation will leave. It's the consistency that follows through. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to mentally push through, because you can remember why you started, but that reason may disappear. And then what? You're just going to stop because it doesn't, no, of course not. You have to keep going. So, I mean, it's better just to remain consistent.
There you go.
You may not want to go to the gym, but you know you have to.
Yeah.
Like getting up and going to work. You know you don't want to go, but your family's dependent on you.
Yeah.
Your kids are dependent on you. You know, your mortgage payment is depending on you. And it's like, there it goes. Yeah. But as far as me, like, I haven't been eating the way I should be. I haven't been exercising the way I should be, but having a show, something to look forward to, a goal, helps that. And it's just getting mentally past like, okay, things are going to happen in life, but you still got to push forward. So I think setting goals for yourself consistently, just trying to improve as a person in all aspects does help. Yeah. So that's what helps me.
I like that you say that, because I've always been the type of person, a lot of people like, you need to set your goals high. You need to do all this. That's good for some, but for me, I'm more like, I build off a small goal to get to the bigger goal.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And I like that you said the finish line. For me, just knowing that I have a date in mind, like it's crazy, because like for some reason for me, and you could relate to, is like knowing that there's a certain date you have to do a certain thing. You're more motivated and you're more disciplined because there's a date.
Oh yeah.
But in between, I'm like, I train like 2 times a week. I could train more, but I got a lot of shit going on too. But but when I really want to get on, like I flip that switch and like I try to do better like spurts or whatever.
Yeah.
But like when I know I have a competition come up, like I just
Oh yeah.
a little switch.
Oh yeah. I mean, you have to celebrate the little wins.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what's important because we all are going to expire at some point. So you better make your life worth it.
Mhm.
And if that doesn't push you to become better every day, then switch goals.
Yeah.
Switch goals, switch professions. If you're not happy, switch relationships. Don't stay where you're not wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't stay where you're not mentally just pushing forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine. You may change careers, you may change majors. You know what I mean? Something that gives you passion versus money. As long as you're setting those small goals
Yes.
and meeting them,
Yeah.
that's a win.
Yeah. Because I always like get tripped out, and it's not, I'm not talking shit. It's just for me, when people like shoot too high and they don't make it, then they get bummed out.
Yes.
You know what I mean? For me, I just feel like I'm more realistic with myself and
There you
my
go.
goals, that I know that I can get to my goals
Yes.
within reason.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm not
Yes.
delusional to the fact that I'm gonna shoot for the stars and then
Right.
fucking not even leave the ground.
Right, right, yeah. You can't. It's like, come on. But you know, be realistic. So I like that. Yeah, you have to be. You have to be.
Like the mini goals are, I try to instill that into, you know, my kids or anybody I come across that
Mhm.
asks me questions. Like even with this whole content thing, I'm like, Jimmy, I want to get 1,000 followers by the end of the year. I was like, well, that's dope, but you have no say if that happens or not,
Right.
right?
Okay.
You're leaving that up to other people.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So what I would tell people is like, what can you do to get there? All
There
right.
you go.
Post daily. Your consistent streaming,
Mm-hmm.
your podcast,
Yep.
your unboxing, your reviews, your vlogs. That you can control.
Yes.
If you keep that going, that will come.
There you go. Yeah.
You know what I
it's
mean?
those small goals, but it's like, how do you get like? It's good to have a big main goal.
Of course.
Right. Cool. People could be like, I want to be on the Olympia stage. It's rare, like Kobe going from high school to NBA. Sometimes that doesn't happen.
Mhm.
But how do you make it happen?
Yeah.
The daily practices, like you said, the vlogs, the small things done every day will get you there.
Mhm.
So just stay consistent.
Yeah.
That's where that kicks in.
Yep. Yeah, and I like that because I always feel like everything I've done, like, you know, we were just kind of saying that before, like this studio was in my brain a year ago.
There you go.
And they're like, why don't you do it? I'm like, dude, within reason and when it makes sense, I start making moves all the time because people always tell me like, damn, you're doing good, you're doing that. And for me, I appreciate everybody, but I ain't doing shit yet. You know, I don't
Just
feel
wait.
like I am just getting going.
Yes.
But I'm not the
yes.
type of person to always talk about what I want to do. I just keep doing everything that I want to do, and I feel like that shit will come. You know,
Agreed.
that shit will
Agreed.
come. So let's get back to the whole fitness thing. Like,
Okay.
you know, the goals is always good, and you were kind of saying it earlier. Like, how do you like incorporate like the recovery? A lot of people don't understand that. You know, you train and you get your ass kicked. And let's say you're running X amount of miles a day, or you're lifting heavy and do that.
Mhm.
Some people don't realize that the recovery is just as important.
Yes. Okay. The myth that more is better. People, no, you don't. More is not better because in our world, your muscles are breaking down. If you don't spend that time to recover, they're never going to grow.
Mhm.
A lot of people, you break them down to build them up. Great. But if you're only working, you work out 3 hours a day, you're resting 3 hours a night, you're not going to recover.
Yeah.
You're not going to, no, you need to spend that time recovering. The food, the ice baths, the massages. And yes, it does take money. You know, that's how you get to know people and things of that nature. And people may not be able to afford that, but you do what you can.
Mhm.
A lot of bodybuilders, you know, like Kai Green and them spent days eating just cans of tuna.
Mhm.
If that's what you have to do to make it, that's what you have to do. You got to live in a 1-bedroom studio apartment and just walk to work and try to make it, and that's your cardio for the day or fasted cardio, then you just make it work. You have to find ways to meet your goals. But yes, rest and recovery is so important. And I'm learning that now again with my boy James. Like his ice bath is out there, his massages that he always hooks up. Athletes need it. You yourself, you need it. You're getting beat up every day. When you go to practice,
Yep.
you're going to need those
Yep.
massages and those ice
Yep.
baths. As an athlete, it's necessary
Yeah.
to keep going forward. Your injury prevention.
Yep.
You know, the warming up. We never used to stretch.
Fuck.
No, I'm stretching now.
going.
Yeah, we're done. You know, I'm 39, about to be 40. stretching was not in my vocabulary when I was younger. It's like, Tiffany, you got to run the 4x4. Okay, great.
Got it.
Then after that, okay, done. I'm eating chili cheese fries. Okay, let me put this down. Go run real quick.
Yeah.
Great. No.
Yeah.
But like I said, health is wealth. Motion is lotion, like my people. And it's like, to keep yourself going, you need to do the small things. So yes.
Yeah, because I've been more conscientious of the recovery timing, everything. Because like I'll go to the gym on a Monday, and then we do like open rolls and it's like long sessions. But when I get home, I make sure like I'm drinking water.
Yes.
I'm resting. I'm stretching. Like I'm always fucking stretching. Like all the fucking time, and it just feels good. Like just because I feel like that helps me.
Yeah. Well, you have to be more mobile.
Yeah.
So
you know, and just like the recovery time too, because like I try not to go back to back sessions of going hard. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if I'm out there just trying to just fucking blow my load all the goddamn time, and I'm just hurting myself.
Right.
Because like recently I got hurt in my recently I got hurt. Fucking Matt John. I hurt my rib, and you were just saying as we're getting older, I'm like, shit, like my rib was hurt. Like after a week, I was like, all right, I think I'm fine. Oh shit, I'm not fine.
See?
2 weeks. Oh shit, it still hurts. And then it was like upper on my ribs where the cartilage is, and you just have to wait.
Yeah.
So like my brain, I had to like, okay, I'll go to the gym and I'll go to instructional, but I wasn't like doing anything crazy.
You can't,
because I had to recover.
See, and that's
like,
what
I'm gonna get hurt, and it's gonna be lasting
even longer. Yep.
You know
and then you're sitting there, you can't progress because you got to take care of that.
Yes.
You know,
and a lot of people don't like well, the whole eating thing too. It's like you're expending X amount of energy, and then let me go have a burger or go have some wings. That's probably not good for your body,
right?
Or what you need at the time,
right?
You know, what I
and
mean?
that's just people like, not to say, okay, you have to eat like a bodybuilder or Brazilian jiu-jitsu, competitor, but it's like you should kick back on the processed food, and why? Because again, longevity. I'm not saying make a complete 180, but cut back a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No one got overweight overnight.
Yeah.
It took small steps to get there. No one got injured overnight. It took small steps to get there. Everything you neglected brought you to this point. So to avoid that, you have to do the minuscule things, the trivial things that we think, so we can progress.
Yeah. The things that don't matter, you don't think that matter, do matter.
Exactly. I'm drinking more water now that I'm older than I ever drank in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like we're sitting here liquid, different kinds of water back in the day. I was drinking hose water, okay? Now, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm like, okay, I need Dasani or, alkaline water. Like, yes, of course. Why? Because different goals, different strengths, you find out your body is missing things, deficiencies that we didn't care about when we were younger.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
It's funny because I've been drinking these because I stopped drinking beer as much as I used to. But my wife always tells me, like, you're cracking over in another one. I'm like, yep, I can get hydrated.
Yes,
but it's funny you say, because I look forward, like, this water, for some reason, I don't know, it's not a sponsorship or nothing, but I love this fucking water. Like, for some reason, I feel like in my brain, like, I feel like I'm drinking a beer, but not really, but it's good for me.
I mean, liquid death. You look at that, you wouldn't think water at all, right? So it's the exact opposite. It's what we need to sustain ourselves.
Yeah, so I've been like earlier on, I went to the gym and I rolled it on. I sweated a lot, and I drink water and I hydrated again, and I'm like, all right, cool. Like I feel better. You know what I mean? And I should be drinking that shit anyway.
Yes.
Yes,
you know yes. Especially in El Paso where it's 104
and getting so
at
bad.
9 a.m.
Yeah.
Yes, ridiculous. Ridiculous.
9 a.m.,
yes, man.
Shit. So let's start talking about like you kind of talked a little bit earlier, like what are some of the misconceptions about just your like bodybuilding?
About bodybuilding. Okay,
so
maybe in fitness in general.
Yeah,
you fat spot reducing. You can't just be like, I just want to lose fat on my arms, or I just want to lose a little bit on my thighs. You can't. I know they have these fat loss injections where they inject, and that's where it's going to be. No, it's an overall. It's an overall. That cardio is the only way to lose weight. Not at all. You've lost weight just doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and that's not your traditional cardio. You have swimmers, you have athletes, you have, people that do golf. There's different ways than just walking on a treadmill or counting steps. Muscle burns more calories than fat. So, so it's like, my point is, what you want to do is do something you love, but make it to where it's enjoyable and just have fun with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to run 12 miles to try to lose weight for your competition.
Yeah.
Why? because you don't need to.
Yeah.
You've lost weight doing what? I've gained and lost weight doing what? I may do the traditional Stairmaster, but I've played football.
Yeah.
Sun City Stealth, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Blew out my knee, but I'm coming back. I'm coming back. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just find something that will make it easier for you to enjoy, because people hate doing what they hate doing.
Yeah.
If I know I hate running, when I joined boxing, that's all we did. That's all we did with Terry Green. Shout out. Dirty 30s, just sprinting and sprinting and sprinting. And then after that, long distance running for miles. And I'm like, I hate this.
Yeah.
I really hate this. Shin splints every day. I wasn't used to it. He's rubbing me out. And I'm like, bro, this is not, I hate running. Like, I'd rather what? Play football, play basketball, wrestle, do something fun. But yeah, that's another myth. It's just like, just do the work.
Yeah.
In either way. So yeah, those are some myths that I'm like, okay, another one. You can out eat or outwork a shitty diet. No, you can't. No, you can't.
Yeah,
you can't.
I'm training X amount of time so I can eat like shit, and it should.
No.
Yeah.
No, I did that. I cheated on my diet during a show. Yeah, and I still won. But my point is, I didn't look as good as I could have looked because I cheated. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, God, I'm really hungry. I'm gonna sneak this little granola bar. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna sneak a little mini Snicker. No, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be disciplined. So yeah, you can't outwork a shitty diet no matter what people do. And I try to tell my clients, I know it sucks, but that's when like I told you, motivation is going to leave, but you have to mentally push through. If you have your coach yelling at you, trying to do a move while you're in a position that you can't breathe, the last thing you're thinking, you're just thinking like, I just want this motherfucker off me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you have to switch and be like, okay, I've done this before. Control your breathing. What do I need to do to get out of this? Right.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it's just, everything you've read and think about, like research it yourself, do it. And if it works for you, great. But most of this stuff, no.
Yeah.
You can't spot fat reduce. You can't outwork a shitty diet. Cardio is walking on a treadmill, counting steps is not the only way to lose weight. So find something different, folks.
Yeah.
Find something different.
Well, see, that's the thing too, is like a lot of people get so caught up in hearing and reading like the wrong information. Because like even with my kids, I joke with them all the time. Like, hey, Papa, did you know this? I'm like, where'd you hear that on the internet? Yeah. I was like, well, did you double check if it's real or not?
Yeah.
You know, just because you heard it from one person or another person, you might want to fact check.
Yeah, just in case.
You know, you just want to
in
fact check.
case.
So I like how you said that, because there's a lot of like misconceptions when it comes to fitness, and everybody's different. You know what I mean? Everybody body's type's different. Everybody has different goals and things like that. But those key things that you were saying is just like, you can't just like, if by you just training X amount of time and then eating X amount of this, you're all the time that you're putting into the gym and doing all this is not going to be as good a turnout, because you're going to fucking eat like shit all the time.
Exactly. Or I'll just do 1,000 crunches and get a 6-pack. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. Why? Because you have a layer of fat that's still over because you haven't changed your eating habits. So you're not going to see everyone has abs. It's just the layer. That's it.
Yeah.
A layer of fat underneath it.
Yeah. Cause I was even saying that, earlier, like when I was like losing, I was like eating better and everything, getting ready for that tournament. And then my kids were like, you have a 6-pack. And I was like, damn,
it was there the whole time.
Yeah, right? It was under my fat.
Yes,
you know,
dang right.
Under my little pony
you
cake
know
and
it, you
shit.
know it, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, everyone has some. It's just how far you want to go to get them revealed. That's it. That's it.
So like when you were trying to like training others, like, so you were competing, you competed, and then you said you have your kinesiology degree, and talk about like how'd you start like wanting to train people? Is like you know, you said you were doing the border patrol and you came back and you started training. When did you realize that was like an option that you wanted to do, like to start training people? Like what gave you like that to want to do it?
No, is it, you know what? I guess just anything to be in that fitness world. You know what I'm saying? Like anything, like once I got bit by that bug of competing, I was like, I really like this. Just being around people, asking questions, you know, fitness expos, being around other athletes, you know, and I was just like, God, I could see doing this forever. I mean, and you meet your influencers, you know, I met, you know, Dallas McCarver, Ronnie Coleman, you know, a bunch of other athletes that I was like, wow, dude, really blown away. Guy's sister Nino. And I'm just like, how can I continue to do what I love? Train. Train, you know? So yeah, it's just, once I got bit by that bug competing, I just started in 2020, was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to open this gym. 2020 was not the time to open a gym because everybody was home.
Yeah.
So that's when people were doing a lot of online stuff. Just people asking advice. How can I do this better? Can you give me a meal plan? So I was like, I might as well get paid for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's that. That was that.
Yeah.
That was that.
It's so funny because it's like something so simple like that. Because a lot of people always think like it's an extravagant something that happened or whatever. Just like with the whole content thing. Like, what made you start doing content? I was like, COVID hit. I was at home. I like playing video games. I saw people streaming, and I didn't know it was a fucking thing. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Right.
I like this. I want to start doing it.
Yes.
You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yes.
I started doing it more, and then I was like, "I like doing this now," because just being around creators. You were saying, like, when you start evolving yourself with people that are in the industry for different reasons, different things, you start realizing like you like this, then you start realizing you like that more, and then you're like, "Oh, cool! Like, I want to start doing this." Like, I didn't think that was even an option.
Hell yeah.
In my brain.
Hell yeah.
And you're like, all right, I want to start training people. And now you said it earlier, like, I want to do this, but like you brought in like your clientele of people because like I want to focus on this, but I can also do this.
Yeah.
You know
yeah.
what I
And
mean?
you got to meet with people who are doing it bigger and better than you. And I've been blessed to be around some of the, best people in the business, so it's like you take the advice, you see what they're doing. They give you a shout out and it just continues. The positivity just keeps rolling, So yeah, reach out to those people. It's like your dream is your dream. And if you don't know how to do something, research, ask, go to those influencers, go to those followers and ask questions, So nitpick until you get an answer. I know there was some people that turned me away, wouldn't work out with me. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't answer me, wouldn't, if I needed a spot in the gym, they would ignore me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, cool. Find people that will work with you.
Well said.
That's it.
Yeah, because like not everybody's gonna be able to understand or want to be around this or do whatever. And how you said like I was saying earlier because we were kind of chopping up. You become a magnet, and the right type of people will start, or you'll start getting gravitated towards certain people for certain reasons.
Yes.
And shout out to my boy Miko. We started this side podcast thing, and we called it Not Just Gamer Dads because we were both dads.
Nice.
We were gamers, but we didn't want to just talk about gaming stuff all the time.
Of course,
so we talk about being a dad, but I would have never met him if I wasn't like doing content.
Right.
And like you start meeting like-minded people when you start going on this journey that's separate from your herd of friends and family.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And unfortunately, you can't stay there. Like the right people will support you. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? Because you've had countless people, followers now, your family is a good support system. And that always helps. That definitely always helps. So yeah, keep the people in your life that are positive.
Yeah.
Take the lessons from the negatives and keep pushing.
Yep.
That's it.
Because I tell people all the time, like I have all my best friends and all my good friends. They support me, but they don't know what I do on a daily basis with this. And it's cool.
Yes.
It's cool. Like I don't ever give them a hard time. And how you were saying, like, meet the right type of people, but also appreciate the support that you get from your friends. They might not understand and like know what's going on,
right? But
they still support you from afar. And I see what you're doing, Tiff. Keep doing your thing, girl.
Thank you, brother.
You know what I mean? And that's all it is.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's all you need.
That's all. I just feel like when I started doing this more and more, I started meeting those type of people. They didn't want anything from me. They're just like, damn, you're doing this? Fuck yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, that's how I saw you. Remember, I was like, gaming. I was like, I've been gaming my whole life. We could have been doing it. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
that's all it is too. It's just like I see you. We call it like there's day ones and then there's day twos.
Yeah.
And I say day twos are the people that you meet on your journey that you're on, and they're going on a semi journey too, and they're genuinely pulling from you, and they don't want anything from you.
Right.
And you don't have to be best of friends. You
yes.
don't have to hang out. A lot of people get caught up like, all right, I'm doing this now. Now all these people all got to be my friends, and I got to start hanging out with it. Like,
right.
No, it just like you can still say, hey, what's up from afar, and you're pulling from each other, but you don't have to talk every day.
Yeah,
you need to hang out. Like a lot of people get so caught up in like, well, now we're friends. Now we have to hang out, and like, no, it just like you can like I call it your day twos. Like your day twos, like you met on a journey that you guys were both on, and you can see each other from afar. I see what you're doing.
There you go.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
That's all it is. That's all it is. That positive, like reinforcement from somebody that's chasing something on their own. How you're saying their own goals and their own vision.
Yep.
But they see what you're doing, and you inspire them, and you inspire each other.
Yep.
You know, just by doing that.
It's like, that's how we are. It's like, you may not be on the fitness kick 100% like I am. You're 100% on the podcast gaming, you know, and it's like, we support each other from
Yeah.
afar.
Mhm.
Obviously, that's what brought me here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you're not just gaming.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got fitness people and all kinds of people on your
Yeah.
podcast now.
And
So
that's
yeah,
the thing too, because like the whole reason like I wanted to do this podcast thing more, I felt like when I was talking to more and more people outside of like the gaming realm and just stuff, I was like, you know what? I know some pretty cool people.
you sure
They're
do.
all like positive and doing the right things and good
Mhm.
people and trying to do good in life and pursuing different things. And I feel like I could learn from somebody that I have no idea about what they got going on in their life.
Right.
But I feel like just their positivity, their inspiration, and how they overcome certain things that you have to deal with. Just hearing that makes me like, fuck yeah, that's dope that she did all this and having to do that, blew out her fucking knee,
Right.
fucking
Right.
doing all this, but
Yes.
it's like you still pushing forward
Oh yeah.
inspires me.
Appreciate that.
I love
Appreciate
hearing that. And a lot of people like reach out to me like, Jimmy, you doing all that? I started streaming because of you.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yep.
That is so crazy. I never that was never my fucking goal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just me being me, people have reached out to me like, man, you having this podcast and me just putting it in the car and you had so and so on and they said this, that fucking hit.
There you go.
You know
Yep.
what I mean? And I
Yep.
feel like I'm always front row to get these gems
Yeah.
from you or
Yep.
from somebody who I'm talking to. And I feel like pushing that out to the universe is like such a positive thing that nowadays that people need to hear more about.
They do.
They
really
just
do.
like there's so much fucking negativity out there.
Yes.
I just like for me, like I don't have time for anything negative. I just don't.
Preach it.
I if anything's like negative and it's within my realm to control, I'm just gonna be like, skirt.
Exit out.
Yep.
Exit
I
out.
don't need to be around this anymore.
That's
I'm
people,
good.
that's friends, that's positions, that's opportunities. If
Mhm.
it's not pushing for you,
Yep.
get rid of it.
Yeah, because like
Get rid of
the
it.
right type of people, how you said in your life, are gonna push you and you push each other
That's right.
in different ways.
There you
know
go.
what I mean? And I just feel like having these conversations makes people realize that you have certain friends in your life that you
Oh,
need
yeah.
to be appreciative.
Yes.
You have
Yes.
a lot of friends in your life, man. I'd be good for you either.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very
Yeah.
true.
You know what I mean?
Very
And
true.
It's tough.
And that's
to
what
hear
sucks. Yeah, especially if you have to like, let's say you've known someone for a while or you thought something, was supposed to come for you and it didn't. Self-evaluation. Don't be afraid of criticism. But just, yeah, if people have ulterior motives, it'll shine through.
Yeah.
It'll shine through. People that are like, yeah, Jimmy to your face.
Yeah.
And then screwing you behind your back are like, F this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll show
Yeah.
and you'll know.
Yeah.
So just get rid of them.
Yeah.
They were never there for you anyway.
Yeah.
So
And you
yeah.
have to be okay with letting it go.
True. I have a hard time doing that.
A lot of people that like might not realize that this person was in my life for X amount of time.
Yes.
Man, shout out to my boy Miko. He says like everybody serves a purpose
Yes.
for a certain amount of time in your life.
There
They
you
might
go.
not be. They're not meant to be there forever.
Right. Seasons, right? For a season. You know
what I
it.
mean?
You know
and I
it.
just feel like when you start talking to the right type of people, even that might be part of your season, but they can still support you from afar, and you can support them from afar, and
Right.
you don't have to hang out, and you might not have the same goals and same things going on, but it's okay.
Yes.
It's okay. Like
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, like, you know a lot of people. I was like, I do know a lot of people, but I don't have a lot of friends. I have
Yes.
a lot of friends, like my close friends and net people. But other than that, I know a lot of people and I'm cordial and cool.
Big difference.
And a lot of people get so caught up like, well, how can you just say they're not your friend anymore? I'm like, well, I mean, they're just an acquaintance and we're cool
Right.
and they don't feel weird. So why is it that big deal?
Exactly. You're going to meet people that don't support your goals,
Mm.
or maybe you're in a situation where you stop pushing
Mhm.
and you stop reaching because you're thinking about something else or somebody else.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Your wife still has her own goals,
Mhm.
just like you do.
Mhm.
If she made it to where you didn't want to podcast anymore, you're like, you're kind of slacking off. Then maybe she wouldn't be the woman for you. But she's your biggest supporter.
Yeah.
She's out there pushing and hustling for you just like you are for her goals. And that's the way it should be. Friends, acquaintances, if
Yeah.
they're not doing that for you,
Yep.
then they're not friends.
Yep.
They're not girlfriend,
the
boyfriend,
positive-
wife, husband. That's it.
Yeah,
They're
the
not
positive. You need to have the right type of positive people. Like, I have
Yes.
teammates that we're going there and we're strangling each other all the time. Fuck yeah, good shit, dog. I'll
Yes.
never see them until next week.
Right. Right. But you have that one or maybe a few that's like they're pushing for you and make it hard for you, just like you did for me in wrestling. You didn't give it to me easy. You were slamming me around
man,
at five.
you're
You know
tall,
what I mean?
lanky ass
Yeah,
lady.
you know what I'm saying? It's
Going
like
out there.
nothing. Yeah, you couldn't make it easy for me because those competitors weren't
Yeah.
going to make it easy for
Yeah.
me. So, I mean, they're not doing me a favor.
Yeah.
they are for you. Yeah, of course. So
you gotta push each other in the right type of way. You know, you have to have those right type of people to push you in the right type of moments, how you're saying, and having those type of people is good. Let's get into you know, we kind of dabbled in it earlier. Just how fulfilling is it to see people just do good? And you already kind of talked about like after they're still sending you pictures and telling you how good. How does that make you feel? Like, God,
it's
so
a blessing. It really is
awesome.
It really, like, you know, when I left each gym, like I said, it's just the clients that will stay with you. Like, they don't want anybody else. I'll go online. I don't care what gym you're at. I still want you. Blessings to those people. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my clients, you know, that I've ever trained. Love you guys. But yeah, I had some hardworking clients. I had some hardworking clients at each gym that I just, seeing them change physically, emotionally. I've had women dealing with domestic abuse situations. I've had men that were lacking confidence. I've had people that were broken up with, you know what I'm saying? The whole, you know, it's just job opportunities that were lost. And it's just like, they come there looking for something, for fulfillment in a way, and seeing them bounce back. And they're just like, thank you so much for giving me this confidence, for having me act this different way, certain way. I got this job promotion. You know what I'm saying? It really is a blessing. And it's like, that's not why I do it, but it's a great sidebar.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? It's great.
Like a cherry on top.
That's it.
It really is. Like, I remember when I've said this many times live and streaming and on podcasts. When I first started doing this, I was like, when I was wanting to be a streamer, I was like, I'm trying to get paid. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make money.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? But on my journey, I got, you know, I was doing things that I was just doing myself, and people telling me, thank you for just being you.
Yeah.
And you helping and reaching out and telling me and pushing me. Like, that was like, God damn, they got me like right here.
Authenticity is a lot.
You know, just like, and like people can genuinely feel that, and you can feel that from them.
Oh yeah.
And that, how you said it, just, I'm doing this, but that just like on top is like, damn, that fucking feels good.
It does. It really does.
It really does. So like, you're
like, that's why I do it. It's like, it's not the amount of money.
Yeah.
I do it like, not because of the kudos, but it's like how I can make people feel. And I think that's probably my superpower.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can make you feel empowered. So I'm gonna keep doing it till the wheels fall off.
And that was one, like, you know, and just, you know, full disclosure to parents, we haven't hung out or talked to each other in some time, but just look how easy it is.
You fall right back into it.
That we're just chopping it up and catching up. And not everybody has that in them.
Right.
And, you know what I mean? And I feel like your personality and the way you carry yourself is why, you know, those clients say that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm sure that you met other trainers or whatever, and you're like, what the fuck? How the fuck did I even get any clients?
Yes. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, you know, we all have our look and, you know, our niche, right? Yeah. You know, so, but you have to be personable. You got to be approachable. And sometimes my face won't say that, but my work ethic does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I'm spending hours on people's plans, because I'm like, oh, you know, okay, they got an injury, I got to kind of consider this. Oh, okay, I know homegirl doesn't like this, or you know, he has an injury. I really take the time to really cater to my clients because I want them to return.
Good.
So that's what it's about.
Yeah, I love that, because like it's part of your job, but at the same time you're being considerate. And, you know, because I was kind of saying earlier, like you're a brand. Yourself is a brand. I'm a brand. I tell people all the time, like, me walking around talking shit or like whatever, like the way I carry myself, that's not a good look for me if I'm trying to pursue something.
Correct.
So you going out, getting hammered, eating like shit, and if people see that, they're not going to take you as serious or whatever. It's just like, you have to carry yourself X amount of way. Because I tell people, when they get in this whole content creator thing or everything, that you're trying to pursue something, you're your own brand, and you have to like present yourself how you want to be taken. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? So if you're going to be bullshitting or whatever, and then people see you differently, then it might not be like a good look. Exactly.
And I hate saying that because, you know, they're like, you know, not every trainer has to have a 6-pack of abs or, you know, look the way they look. I chose Susan because of how she looked, period. Yep. Queen of Quads, Erica, I chose how you look. Queen of Quads, shout out. You know what I'm saying? Like, because of how you look. You have a body that I want to pursue.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't care what people say. People look at you and your success. They want that.
Yeah.
They want to be, the way you talk to me, like,
Yeah.
dang, I love the way Jimmy has did
Yes.
that, the way it's set up, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They want that. And that's
Yeah.
just you naturally doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
And it shines through the
And
authenticity.
I love, how you say it's authentic. Everybody always tells me that. I appreciate that. People are like, damn, Jimmy, like, you genuinely like doing this. And I'm like, because I genuinely am myself. Like, anytime I've met people here and like, hey, you're Jimmy Dukes Gabriel. I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm
Yes.
like, I tell people all the time, like, I'm as excited to meet you as you're excited to meet me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
how you like working with people who are passionate and trying to get out of their rut or whatever.
Right.
You're happy as they're happy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you pull that out of them by you just being you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Now, the only retrospect I do have with that, when I took my picture with Ronnie Coleman, we all know Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
All day, lightweight. But in retrospect, does he look the way he used to look years ago?
No.
No. Okay. When I met him, I was like, don't even stand. I will kneel to take a picture. Like, don't even trip. But my point is, I got Scott Warman, who's going through major surgeries. I got Mary Ellen, major surgeries. But these people have put records on the board. Olympic records, powerlifting records. So when I say you have to look a certain way, there's some people that just have that knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sitting there, trainers got a clipboard and a whistle. Mary Ellen and Scott don't train that way.
Yeah.
They just know
The
mentally
knowledge,
by looking at you
Yeah.
what you need to do to get to the body that I want. So yeah, not to say that trainers, but you go into a gym. Are you going to pick Joe Blow weighing 300 pounds as him as your personal trainer? Or you're going to pick someone that may embody the body that I have?
Yeah.
It goes based on looks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People are going to go where they're accustomed,
Correct.
what they find
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah.
So they see you, oh shit, I like Jimmy's cat
Yeah.
bag, cool, got the chain
Yeah.
on, man. I like the way this dude runs the
Yeah.
podcast.
Mhm.
And people are going to flow
Yeah.
to that. I may not be everyone's look,
Yeah.
but I can get you to be the best you.
Yeah.
That's what counts.
And I like how you said that too, because that was one thing for me too. And you kind of were touching on it before we started recording. Like, I might not be everybody's cup of tea, the way I look, the way I carry myself. Like, I used to play with people like, "Damn, you fuck around too much." I'm like, that's me.
That's you. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Straight up.
I'm not a sweat, or I don't do this. I don't like, why don't you go harder? I'm like, that's not me.
Right.
Like,
Right.
why aren't you doing this? You should be doing that. I'm like, it's easy for you to say it from over there.
But it wouldn't be Jimmy.
You know what? But it wouldn't be me.
That's
It would-
right.
It wouldn't be me. Like, I've pivoted like my content. A lot of people that have been following me, I've lost, a lot of people don't come around anymore. And it's okay. And I understand that, like, I'm not gaming as much.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? I'm not streaming as much. But in my head, I'm like, that's not what I want to do. I want to pivot this way.
Yes.
And if people don't want to follow me that way, it's okay.
Yeah.
And it's cool because I might not be your cup of tea anymore.
Right. We'll
And
part
a lot-
ways and
Yeah. And a
that's
lot
it.
of people like get caught up like, oh, well, they don't want to be with here, or they don't talk to me anymore. Or are you saying, well, like, well, Tiffany's doing this now, I can't relate to her.
Oh, yeah.
And like, if for you to be like, well, fuck, they don't want to fuck with me anymore. But you
Right.
kind of like, hey, the season thing. Hey, it was cool at the time. They were,
Yep.
it's like, I'm on this path now. I always
Yep.
tell people, like, all of us are on this big ass fucking freeway going at different paces, and people are making exits
At any time.
at any time.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They might get back on or whatever, but
Yeah.
everybody's in different paces. Like, somebody's
I
in
like
the far
that.
right lane,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody might be in the left lane. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm over here and I'm
Yes.
chilling. I'm looking at the fucking pit stop.
Right.
I'm enjoying the journey.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I have a lot of content creator homies. They're just balls of the wall. Hey, that's you. I respect that. Keep doing your fucking thing.
That's it. Because it works for them.
Yeah, but I can't.
There you
know
go.
what I mean? Because that wouldn't be me. I'd burn myself out.
And that's what I mean. You can't be a cookie cutter. That's what you're not here for. You're here to get the other people that like Jimmy.
Mhm.
And I'm here to be the best Tiffany to make you the best
Yeah.
you. You know what I mean? Whether you like, I've lost clients too,
Mhm.
just based on looks, based on introductions. I'm a little more militant because of my, law enforcement background. So a lot of people may not like that approach when they're training. They just, want to listen to Miley Cyrus and just kind of kick back
Yeah.
and not be as serious.
Yeah.
I'm not that kind of
Yeah,
trainer.
I'm not your trainer.
I'm not, and
Yeah.
that's perfectly fine. You can
Yeah.
go with Joe Blow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not. I'm
cool,
not
yeah.
hurt, but
Yeah.
good luck.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, and like to be okay with it too.
You have to be.
You have to be.
And I'm
okay
learning
with
that.
it. Yeah.
I'm learning
just
that.
the fact that you're okay with somebody not liking you.
Yes.
It's just like, if you're worried about that shit all the time, like, good fucking luck.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
You're
that's always been me because I've been that. Okay, you got to get straight A's. You got to do this. You got a lot of accolades. I got to get used to rejection, folks.
Yeah.
Okay, it never stops. Criticism never stops. People change it up on you last minute will never stop. You just got to be used to it, kind of welcome it, feel it, and find a way to move past it and still continue doing what you
Yeah.
do. So,
Man, I love that shit.
yeah.
fucking taking all your energy.
That's it, brother.
But let's talk about what I got up here. What are some crazy like fitness trends and shit like that you're like, oh god? Let's talk about some fitness trends. You're like, oh my god.
I'm like, okay,
weird or just not. You don't understand. Like,
okay, like CrossFit, I never got it. I love CrossFit. Okay, kipping and all that stuff, being a chiropractor's dream, throwing stuff out. I was into the athletic part. Great. But not really my cup. I only wanted to compete because I was like, yeah, man, I'll do the Murph. It's easy, right? But all the other extra movements and things of that just aren't that. I just don't understand it. I really don't. All this extra stuff, you get people jumping on Bosu balls and trying to do all this. Like, just keep exercise. Don't try to invent the wheel. You know what I mean? Just keep it basics. I'm not talking about improved machines or anything like that, but I'm like, why are we swinging across the gym and then doing cartwheels? And, but you know what I'm saying? Just trying to just keep it basic. Keep it basic. You know what I'm saying? Just basic diet, basic exercise, and just live a healthy life. They're like, I know people try to do the next Superman, be the next biggest thing. And that's fine. Kudos to them. I'm just saying injuries do happen. And it's just, I don't know yet. But that's been like one of the biggest things, minus diet stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We were talking about this intermittent fasting, which as a bodybuilder, me and James go back and forth about this all the time because he's a bodybuilder that does. I'm a bodybuilder that does not. I didn't believe in it. He does. So we fucking battle every damn day because he's a nurse. So he's a dialysis nurse. So we're like, no, this and that. I'm like, you have deficiencies. And he's like, well, and we're fighting about it all the time. So keto, that's another trend that just came on. Yeah. And I'm like, look, you have to do what works for you. Ultimately. Well said. So I may sit here and talk shit and blah, blah, blah. But if flipping off stuff and jumping on Bosu balls and swinging and CrossFit works for you, it makes you happy, fuck it. Yeah. Go ahead and do it. I just don't get it. Yeah. And that's fine. You may not get bodybuilding. Yeah. Cool. I ain't going to hate on you. We'll sit there and have a conversation about it. At the end of the day, I respect it. You respect me. I respect you. And we keep it pushing. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, other than that, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I would just say, like, the trends, like, I always get tripped out and people, like, always trying to find shortcuts for shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, the body will take the path of least resistance. Yeah. Right? Mentally, we will too. Yeah. If there's a way we can work 40 hours or maybe work 35 and still get paid 40, we'll do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And why? Because it's like, come on, man. Yeah. Like, so it's possible, but at the long term, we shouldn't think that way. I know it's gratifying at some point. If I could get abs but not eat as clean, I cannot work a shitty diet, right? Yeah. No, you can't. I just think, stop thinking short term will get you to where your goals are. Because if you was like, Jimmy, okay, you could go to practice 4 days out of the week, but if you could still go win at 3 days, would you do it? No. Why? Especially if you got a competition coming up. Are you going to shortchange yourself? Yeah. You can't do that. Yeah. You can't do that because at the end of the day, it's you. Yeah. It's you and it's your goal. Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, it's you versus you a lot of the times. Like, that's it. Everybody always says that. You already know what you did or you didn't do. How you were saying, like, yes, I want that fucking Snickers or I want that. Yeah. Only, like, I tell people all the time, like, you put in there, like, this one thing, this just is one thing for content creators. I'm doing work and I just look at all their social medias like, you ain't doing shit. Yeah. Like, you're like, I'm putting in work, but I don't talk about it. You know what I mean? You work in silence, baby. Work in silence.
Shout out to Texas T. Texas T is like, geez, move in silence.
That's
what he said.
Straight up.
Because I always feel like whatever I'm doing is whatever I'm doing. And when people see like this podcast, like, what the fuck? You linked up with Tiffany? You fucking know her? I was like, I went to fucking school with her. And like, people are going to see us talking. And be like, you know what I mean? Just like, I don't need to say what I'm going to do and do it. I just feel like I know what I got to do. And what I need to do to get better. Yes. And I'll just do it.
Yes. That's it.
You know what I mean? I'm not taking any shortcuts. I know what I have to do, and I'm just going to do that, and I'm just going to get better at it.
Right.
You know
now, one more trend real quick, okay?
Go for it.
Hot box yoga. I already can't breathe, okay? I went to one because I'm going to try it out, okay? Hot box
so
yoga,
that's that's when you're like, you go in a studio, you do yoga, but the heater's on, right?
Yeah. I also did rowing in the hot box, and I was like, I'm about to pass out. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big sweater anyway. So I was like, this is not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
It's not, but it's like, it's not something I enjoyed. A lot of people enjoy yoga. It's important. Flexibility is important. Pilates, all that stuff, but not in a hot box. I'm not doing that. I can't.
I thought you were talking about a different hot box.
Yeah, really? No, I would go to that one. You know what I
Hot
mean?
box yoga and shit. Getting high and shit.
Yes, I'm like, I am so comfortable right now.
I feel super flexible.
Yes,
I'm
man.
pretty
but
hungry. I don't
yeah,
know.
you know what I mean?
I think I do want that Snickers.
I do, right? You know? So yeah, love it, love it.
So, what before we start getting out of here, you know, what would you like? Not that you would change anything that you did or didn't do when you first started, you know, pursuing this. You know, what's some advice that you can give somebody, some do's and don'ts from your experience that you can be like, all right, if you want to pursue this, do that. Don't do this. Look into this. You know, some things that just might genuinely help somebody that wants to start pursuing.
Okay. I
like,
mean, I
their
have
health
a
and their fitness
youngster.
more.
Okay, I have a youngster who she's 16, already wants to do women's bodybuilding. Like she has it set in her mind. And the first thing she did was come and talk to me at the gym because there are no other female bodybuilders there. You have wellness and bikini. She's like, no, I don't want, I want her. I want the biggest muscles. Okay, great. That's what I would say. Reach out and talk to people. As stupid as it may seem, you're going through Instagram or TikTok or wherever, whoever, Facebook, you see these influential people that inspire you, reach out to them.
Yeah.
Some may not always be as nice, yes, but still, you know what I'm saying? Once they know, shit, I'm inspiring people. I see other people that have the same goals, reach out. And I think where I started wrong was the guys were the only ones that talked to me. Being a little skinny, little flocky shit with glasses, nerdy, I gravitated towards the men because there were no women that looked like what I wanted to look like. You know what I'm saying? Until, like I said, I met Lion, Leonetta, you know, Susan, you know, Mary Ellen, Michelle Contreras. You know what I'm saying? I didn't meet these women until later in life. And I should have reached out, researched, spoke to them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, just, I would advise that as well. Plus, Google shit.
Yeah.
Research shit. You know what I'm saying? Go to the schools, go reach out for those books. Learn, write, read, you know what I'm saying? And just really put forth an effort if it's what you want to do. Because that's with anything, you know what I'm saying? You want to be a doctor, be a better doctor. How do you do it? You research, you read, you talk to people, you go to these events, find out events that are happening, these fitness events, these bodybuilding competitions, and go and talk to these athletes. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I would also recommend. I need to start doing that now. I don't post a lot, and I need to start doing that. My own goals were shut down for a while because I was concentrating on other people. Now it's like, it's time for me. It's time for me. So I just start doing that. Make yourself a priority and really go after it. So yeah, I would recommend that, and just embody the life that you want. I always tell my people, right? Eat for the body you want. Work for the body you want. And I'm just using that because obviously that's my fitness thing. You're going to be the same way. Your vlogs, going through all this stuff. But talk to people. You know what I'm saying? So that's what got you here. And that's what got me here. So, you know, again, shout out to all my people that have ever helped me. All the advice you've given me, I greatly appreciate it, because we're going to keep it pushing from here. So
I like that you said that, because having the gratitude and understanding that I may have not been where I wanted to be at the time, but the fact that you met the right people at the right time was a good thing. And not that you would change it. And I tell people all the time, the reason the way I am today is because of all my life experiences, good or bad. But if you want to pursue this, let me tell you some things that'll help you before you start. You know what I mean? Because I think that's always very important. And that's one thing I love, having people on here for different things that got going on in life. You know, I've had photographers, I have a movie director, you know, and people get inspired for different reasons. Like, I don't know anything about fucking movies. You know what I mean? But when I had freaking him on, he was like, do this, do that. And I was just like, oh, that makes sense.
See what I mean?
You know, just like you, like, hey, you want to get into a fitness jersey and bodybuilding? Go to events. Talk to people who are in that. That's, you know, that's probably the best way to.
More tools for the arsenal. You know what I'm saying? The more you know, the more you grow. So.
Yeah, no,
that's
it. I love that. So before we get out of here, plug yourself. Like, where can people reach you? They might want to like work with you, or
definitely. I mean, I'm always on Instagram, stone_fit3. Hit me up, Facebook, regular name, Tiffany Gaston. If y'all need anything, meal plans, workout plans, any kind of goals that you're looking for health wise, reach out. Shout out to Susan. Shout out to, you know, Scott Warman again, Michelle Contreras, Queen of Quads, everyone that I've worked with. reach out to these people because these people are amazing and above where I could ever get to. So yeah, shout out to all of them. And yeah, health and fitness, please, people, get it together. Get it together. Health is wealth. Longevity, motion is lotion, and just keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Keep it pushing.
I like that the motion is lotion.
Yes,
I was-
bro.
I-
My
I
chiropractor hooked me up with
steal
that.
that from you.
It's still it. Aaron Heckle, bro. He's a hell of a chiropractor. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
shout out, shout out.
But yeah, but thank you so much for coming on here and like just just talking about like just the whole fitness world and like I said, like I love talking to people in general, and the fact that I get to learn something a little bit more
Yes.
about something I normally wouldn't look up or be around. And
Yeah.
the fact that I know you and you're doing that, I was like, fuck, that's cool that I know about it now.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, yes,
It's
yes.
I'm not gonna go out there and go get a 6-pack. I'm still gonna have this, but the fact that
Yeah.
just that's a thing, and I could be like, hey, you want to get into bodybuilding? I fucking know somebody.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Appreciate
So,
that. Appreciate that.
and that's the thing that I just like having people on here that are genuinely good people and pursuing something that they're doing. And if I can have them on and it sparks an interest for somebody to want to start doing that, like that's like I love fucking hearing that.
Thank you,
I've
man.
had people like, hey, I fucking saw this guy and I hit him up and we're starting to take pictures together.
Yep.
I was like, that's fucking dope.
Yeah, see,
You know,
and you
that's
started
dope.
that connection. So appreciate your
Like,
positivity,
yeah,
brother.
just that bridging that gap and just seeing people that, regardless of what we got going on in life, regardless what we do on our personal things or whatever, that you can have connections with anybody.
Yep.
That genuinely is pursuing something that you're doing or want to do. You can have connections with the most randomest people ever.
Yes.
I met some of the most
yes.
randomest content creators. I'm like, I would never talk to this person. Never in my life unless we had this in common.
There you go.
And I was just like, the fact that I was so open-minded to talk to somebody like that.
You
it
have
just
to
was
be.
like, yeah,
You have to
you
be.
have to. You know what I mean? Nowadays, it's just like, there's so much shit crazy going on.
Yes.
Keep the positivity going.
Yes,
and
sir.
shit, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
But, we're going to conclude this conversation. But thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate you. I'm here. Thank you so much.
Yes,
You
yes.
guys make sure, go check her out. She's going to start competing again. We're going to start
That's
pushing
it.
her out. I want to
That's
give you
it.
guys an update.
Gotta get there. Gotta get there.
Her Instagram will be there at the bottom. But we're going to keep the conversations going, man. And we got the new setup going. We're going to have a lot more creators come on, different people pursuing different things in life.
Yes.
I tell you guys all the time, and you might be new here or might still be following me. It's not gaming thing. You know what I mean? Like I truly enjoy
He's branching out, y'all.
Yeah,
He's branching
I
out.
truly enjoy just talking to people, and the fact that I'm able to have people like Tiffany come on here and talk about something so specific that I have no idea about, and hopefully it inspires somebody to want to start working out or eating better, or maybe pursue that. Maybe I should start not just walking, and maybe
Right.
I should just lift a little bit.
A little bit at a
You know what
time.
I mean,
That's
and
it.
things like that. So I appreciate it. Make sure you guys check us out. We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes. I'm on
Get it.
Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm fucking everywhere.
Yes,
So
sir.
make sure you guys follow up with all that. And we appreciate your guys' time. If you're watching or listening, thank you guys so much for your time. Until next time, peace out, homies. Y'all take
Later.
care.
Good shit.